Okay, Bill, you came in as a student and then you came back to work here. Tell us about your journey.
Well, coming here as a student was because my senior year in high school, I made the All-State Band, and Andy J. Patterson was the room monitor. And I had made a just joking comment, and he thought it was so funny. And when he came back to Abilene and talked to his friend John Best and said he'd heard a bassoon player from Corpus Christi, and John Best was like, was his name Bill Harden? And they had lived across the street from us for years before they'd moved back. So they called, they offered me money. I came planning to be here for 2 years and then transferred to a bigger school and fell in love with it and never left. And then I moved to Odessa in 1988 to teach at Odessa High School, planning to do 3 to 5 years and then try to get a college job. 30 years later, I retired, and I was planning on selling cookies, and God had other plans for me, so ended up coming here in the fall of 2018 and have been here ever since.
What do you love about Hardin-Simmons students?
There are some wonderful young people here with just such great personalities, a couple of them in this room right now, who make it a real joy.
The Cowboy Band is not a normal band. It's never been normal. Can you tell me, what is it about the Cowboy Band that makes it so special?
Because it is so different. When you're growing up through the high school band programs in Texas, everything is about military precision and standing at attention and very focused and I don't know, in a box, so to speak. Cowboy Band is not that way. We don't try to do those kind of things. Instead, we try to just have fun, hoop and holler, and get the audience involved in the performance as much as possible.
What do you love about music?
My very first instrument was guitar. And if I'd learned classical guitar, I might have stuck with it, but just learning chords was boring to me. So then I took some piano, and then I started orchestra in 6th grade on string bass. And so when I went to audition for band, the year before that, I would march up and down the street when the junior high band that was right next to us was practicing the parade. I would march on the sidewalk beside them as a wee kid. And so when I went in, I told the band director, I want to play bass clef instrument, but I want it to be a solo instrument. I guess a little bit of an arrogance about me. And so anyway, because he thought that we were well off, he said bassoon. And so I did it, and I've just really, really loved it ever since. Even to this day, I'm very, very fortunate that I still get to play professionally in the Midland Odessa Symphony and some other gigs here and there. And the opportunity to get to make music is what helps give me that building of my musical soul, I guess, so to speak. So it gets me, it fulfills my need to make music at a higher level. So,
if you had to do one thing every day for the rest of your life,
it would probably be to travel to a different place every day or two.
Really?
Try somewhere.
Where would you want to travel to?
My goal list places, bucket list places right now are Spain and Scandinavian countries, and I just would really love to do that. I'd love to go back to New Zealand. That's been the most beautiful place I've had the privilege of going so far, thanks to music, honestly, because I was actually in a small orchestra accompanying a youth choir, and they paid our way, so great trip.